Hello Bond fans and welcome to this video. Now I haven't really done a James Bond video for quite some time, so I thought I would do one now, seeing as a lot of really big set of news has now hit us. It has been officially confirmed that Daniel Craig will be returning for a 5th Bond movie, to which I say, fuck yes! And about bloody time. I have waited for this news for so long, for over a year now. It has been nearly 2 years since Spectre came out. And, you know, we were all very uncertain for a long time whether Daniel Craig would come back for one more. He did seem pretty unsure about whether he would return after the comments he made in the press, which were taken out of context. But my God, this is a sigh of relief. And breathe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Daniel Craig, you have so made the right decision. And, you know, I couldn't be absolutely happier. I know some people aren't fans of Daniel Craig, and to them this might come as a disappointment, to which case I'm sorry. But I love Daniel Craig as James Bond. He is my favourite James Bond, so naturally I want to see him continue as long as he can. Although, having said that, I do pretty much think that this will probably be his last one. I can't see him doing any more than 5, but obviously, you know, it's been, and he's been James Bond since 2006. So by the time, I mean, the movie Bond 25, which has no title at the moment or director, is due for release in 2019. So that pretty much, you know, gives us an idea of when it's going to be out. You know, that's 4 years after Spectre, which is a long wait, but at the end of the day, good things come to those who wait. And I am prepared to wait for Bond 25 if it's going to be as good as the previous 2 movies. I mean, in my personal opinion, Skyfall and Spectre have been 2 of the best Bond movies that I've ever seen, and I think the franchise has ever got. And I think that's down to Sam Mendes and also down to Daniel Craig. And I think that where Spectre left us at the very end leaves us great promise for the story to naturally conclude itself in the next movie, Bond 25, which is yet to be revealed. We know one thing. We know that Sam Mendes will not be returning to direct, unless Daniel Craig can persuade him, but I very much doubt that Sam Mendes will come back. So we're going to get a new director, so I hope he or she does a good job and sends this one off. I mean, if it is going to be Craig's last one, let's just hope that, you know, he or she does a good job in sending his era off and concluding this story, because Spectre did a very clever thing and connected all 4 Daniel Craig movies, all current 4 Daniel Craig Bond movies together, and, you know, it worked a treat. I thought it worked an absolute treat. Some people had a problem with it, but I thought it was really clever, and it was very interesting, because this is, you know, because the Daniel Craig era is a rebooted timeline. Casino Royale made a clear point of establishing itself as a reboot after the atrocity that was Die Another Day. I have reviewed all 24 Bond movies if you wish to know my individual thoughts on each of them, so go and check those out. But yeah, so I'm really interested to see where the next movie takes us, and the fact that Daniel Craig is returning could possibly mean that Blofeld might return. Yeah, I mean, it's not confirmed, but I'm speculating that because of Daniel Craig's return, that we might get to see Christoph Waltz at least one more time as Blofeld, which would absolutely make my day. I really hope that he comes back as well. Christoph Waltz, if you're out there, please, 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 just do one more. Daniel Craig has said he's going to return, so now you have said you would return if Craig does it, so please, for the love of God, return to the series for one more time, please, I beg you. Because at the end of Spectre, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Spectre, it's 2 years old now, go and watch it, Blofeld did not die, he got arrested, so I'd like to see some kind of continuation of that. He breaks out of prison, Bond has to confront him again, you know. There have been speculations about the plot, meaning that, there's a rumour that they might bring Madeleine Swan back and kill her off in the first 20 minutes or whatever. I really don't think that's a good idea. I think Lea Seydoux' part in the series is done. As much as I love Lea Seydoux and loved Spectre, her character really couldn't go any further. I think Bond should just do what he normally does and just move on. Just move on to the next woman. You know, this is his. I mean, I have a pretty strong feeling that this will be Craig's last movie. So, you know, I just want him to go out with a bang. But I am absolutely over the moon about this, guys. I cannot tell you how much I am over the moon about this. This is going to be fantastic. And there's also a rumor that they're going to try and get Adele back to do the theme song, which would be just phenomenal. I mean, I liked Writings on the Wall. I thought Sam Smith did a good job, but I do think Adele probably would have produced a better theme. Writings on the Wall, it is neither my favourite nor my least favourite theme. It's a good theme. It's grown on me. I just don't like when he sings all high pitched, like "If I risk it all." Like he goes, like sometimes it's really high pitched and it's a bit distracting. But I think it's a really great theme and it has some great orchestration. Also, I have a good feeling about Bond 25. I mean, I don't want to, you know, I mean, we've had two fantastic Bond movies in a row. I mean, so I don't want this to be a 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing, where this one just lets it fall apart. I hope and pray that it's good. I really hope and pray that it's good. Which is why I'm a little bit worried that Sam Mendes is not returning, but hopefully they can find a good director. But what's also helped with the Craig era is that he's had a hand in producing his own films, and I like that. I like that he's very determined to throw himself in there. You know, he said when he got the part in 2005, when he was when he was making Casino Royale, that he needed to have his say. He needed to open his mouth and just have his say and have his own ideas, and he doesn't just want to be the actor that comes in and gets told what to do. And I really like that. I mean, obviously it takes out an extra year of his life to help with the pre-production process, and he got a credit in Spectre as a co-producer. So, you know, hard work does indeed pay off. And, you know, I love the commitment to the guy. He's so dedicated and he's so committed to the role. Yeah, he said stuff in the press that might have been a bit controversial, that have been taken out of context, but the guy was asked 2 days after he finished Spectre, when are you going to do another one? It's like, give the guy a fucking break, you know, for God's sake. But I mean, I hope that Bond 25 continues what Skyfall and Spectre did, you know, bringing Bond back to that classic era that we know and love in the contemporary modern day 21st century, like Spectre especially. You know, it's a modern Bond and a classic Bond movie mixed into one, and it works so well. I think, you know, all the references, you know, you can have references, but just be subtle. That's all I'd say. Just, you know, I'd like it to pay homage to the other movies, but like I said, just the references. But, you know, if it can do what Sam Mendes did for the previous 2 movies, then I will be blown away, because I was blown away by both Skyfall and Spectre. They are like my 2 favourite Bond movies. Like, they're so up there. When the new film comes out in 2 years, I will re-rank the Bond movies, and I may re-review some of them if I need to, but I'd rather not, because I've got all the reviews up there. So far, I mean, I love 3 of the 4 Craig movies. I rate 3 of them 10 out of 10. Not biased at all, am I? Casino Royale is just a brilliant reboot, and it's like the best CPR ever after Die Another Day. And then Quantum of Solace. A lot of people hate it. I don't hate it. I just think it's decent. Like, I might have to re-review Quantum of Solace. Quantum of Solace is decent, but it's nothing amazing. I think that it's very troubled in the writing department. I mean, the writer's strike didn't help, but I mean, Craig definitely tried his best, and he wasn't the cause of the problem. And at least his performance was very good. And even though he had to write some of the script, you know, it wasn't a complete fail. I thought there was still good in there, but it could have been way better. And then Skyfall, absolute masterpiece, so good. Spectre, absolute masterpiece, so good. You know, so they're all really good. And, you know, they've been very consistent. You know, they have been very consistent. So let's hope that this 5th and possibly final film in his era is a great send-off, and it's, you know, it reaches an epic climax and an epic sort of classic face-off. I mean, if Blofeld is to return, that would be cool, but it'd be nice to see another antagonist as well. You know, somebody working with Blofeld. I don't think Dave Bautista should come back. He was great in Spectre for what he had, but I don't think there's room for his character to grow anymore. You know, they can think of other henchmen or henchwomen or whoever. And I just want it to feel like Spectre did, like a classic Bond movie with a modern Bond movie. And obviously the MI6 regulars will return. You know, Ralph Fiennes, Naomi Harris, Ben Whishaw, You know, I think it's going to be great. I really hope it's going to be great, and I just want it to be like Skyfall and Spectre, you know, up to that level. I mean, and Craig is also one of the most bankable Bonds. He's brought in the most money from the franchise out of all 6 of the Bonds. I mean, Lazenby, for obvious reasons, has brought the least amount of money because he's done the one film. His era began and ended with one film. And then I guess Dalton as well, because License to Kill was a massive flop. But Living Daylights did okay, I guess. Brosnan's movies did really well as well, but I think Craig's are the most successful movies. Connery's obviously are as well, but Craig's have definitely brought the most money in, and so the producers know that, and they really like him as well, and he enjoys doing them. He just doesn't like to be pressured about them. Craig does enjoy the Bond movies. Don't be fooled by what he said in the press. You know, and that really shows. I think it really shows, and it all comes together really well. It's definitely, you know, I see it in the movies. I see that, you know, he's a guy who's really enjoying being James Bond, and they're filmmakers who enjoy him as Bond, and they enjoy the stories they create, and, you know, they're trying to keep up with the modern times. So I'm sure the writers will think of something. I mean, the same writers are coming back, as far as I'm aware. The same writers are returning. But yeah, sorry, I won't ramble on for too much longer, but it's just that, you know, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. I'm waiting for that live announcement about the film, which will probably happen, I'm going to say, towards the end of the year, I would have thought, because the rumour is, well, what they've said is that they're going to start filming next year, so the film is due to be released in 2019, which I think is fine. You know, before you know it, it will go quickly and it'll be fine. I mean, we have 24 other Bond movies to watch in that time. I think we can manage. We can live with the wait. I mean, it took 4 years to make Skyfall. If it takes 4 years to make Bond 25 to have it that good, then I will be happy. Then I will be very happy. I just want it to be consistent. It doesn't have to be a 10 out of 10. If it's at least like an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, I'd like it to be a 9 out of 10 at least. Then I will be happy. I'll be satisfied. And then I would say, yep, Craig, you did a great job. You can move on if you want to. Or if you carry on, that's fine. I'll happily see Craig do more than one more. But obviously, you know, his age is catching up with him. He's nearly 50 years old. So, you know, I think one more is probably about as much as he can take. Because it is... He said in interviews in the past that it is physically draining, it's physically taxing to do these films, and it's very hard. He has to train himself quite a lot, you know, to prepare himself. Which is, again, he's like the most physically fit of all of the Bonds, and he's done the most of his own stunts. He's so impressive, and you know, he really commits himself, and he will commit himself as far as he can go. He said he will only stop when he physically feels he cannot do it anymore. And I think this movie is going to be the last one. I think this is going to be the movie where he says, that was fantastic, fun, I'm done now. 5 of these movies, that's fine, you know, and he'll have left a great legacy behind him. He's one of the best James Bonds, you know. When he was cast, he was not rated very highly. They were like, he's James Bond, why are you casting a blonde actor as James Bond? But then he proved all his naysayers wrong in Casino Royale. So, yes, that's pretty much it, guys. That's the news, and obviously I'm ecstatic about it. What do you think? Put your comments down below, let me know. Let's have a discussion, a debate, and, you know, what's your favourite Daniel Craig James Bond movie? Leave your comments down below, let me know, and how do you rank them? My order would probably be number 4, Quantum of Solace, number 3, I'm going to go with Casino Royale, number 2, I think I really like Spectre now. I think I'm going to put Spectre above Skyfall now. Yeah, I really do like it. So yeah, number 4, Quantum of Solace. Number 3, Casino Royale. Number 2, Skyfall. And number 1, Spectre. So I love like 3 of his Bond movies. Quantum is still good, but it's not as good. It's good enough for me. It's good enough. I've seen it enough times to now able to follow it. And yeah, and I'm sure Roger Moore, rest in peace, Roger Moore, would have been very proud of Daniel Craig. You know, it's funny enough, when I heard this news, I was watching Moonraker on ITV. I was watching Moonraker on the telly when it was, when my friend tagged me in the post on Facebook, and I saw, oh, wow, yes! Such a great moment. I had a feeling he'd come round, to be honest. I had pretty much a strong feeling. I don't think he was ever really done. If he was done, I think he would have said it publicly and then made his last movie more of a big thing. So then he would take a lot of money and then he'd take a big wad of cash. I mean, it's taken him a while to come round, but I think, yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. I cannot wait for 2019. Bring on Bond 25. Bring on Daniel Craig round 5. This is going to be brilliant. I really hope it is going to be brilliant. Oh, and, you know, whoever replaces Craig will have a tough act to follow. So, yes, that's it, guys. Thank you all for watching. And as always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya.